Hey everybody, it's Martian Monkey here. This is my Goosebumps movie review. I'm talking all about the movie, how I liked it, what I didn't like about it. There wasn't really too much I didn't like about the movie. But yeah, I just came back from outside. We got rough, so it's completely like boiling in here. Spoiler alert, like I said, if you haven't seen the movie, spoiler alert, I am going to be talking all about it, what I did like about it, like I said, and what I didn't like. It's pretty good, so let's get started. Before I talk too much about the movie in general, I want you guys to know that if you are going to go see the movie, don't forget to understand what the movie is. A lot of people think it might be like an R.L. Stine traditional film that would be like the Goosebumps. It's more like a comedy, and I have to say the movie is more about the monsters rather than the characters themselves, because the monsters are pretty much what brings this movie to life. Without the monsters, there is no Goosebumps. So the monsters are what the main focus of the movie is. So if you don't want to watch, a comedy, and you don't want to watch the movie because of the monsters, then don't go, because that's pretty much what this is about. So yeah, but let's get started talking about it. So obviously the movie starts out with Zach. He is a traditional character. He's the traditional new kid. His father died a year ago. He's moving to a new school, a new town. They don't get too much into that, but they kind of get a little bit into it. They don't like dig down deep. Whenever you see a movie like that, it kind of makes you frustrated because you've seen that whole new kid tradition each movie. Like there's so many movies where it's the new kid, though. So, this movie doesn't really focus on that a lot. Like I said, it's mainly about the monsters, so they're going to kind of brush over that just a little bit so that you guys can get down to the real action, which is the monsters. So we don't get too much into the new kid thing. We don't even know how his dad died either. So pretty much what I think is that the monsters are mainly the main focus of this movie, so don't read too much into the whole new kid thing, because it's going to brush over soon and just get to the good stuff. Then we meet a assortment of characters. We meet Champ, who is champion. Yeah, he was pretty good in this movie. He was funny and a lot of stuff. Of course, he's a traditional nerd, so another traditional character that people do. We meet Zach's mom. She isn't in the film too much. It's mainly she's in the beginning, so you don't want to see too much of her either. And, of course, Zach's aunt, who ends up being R.L. Stine's love interest couple. They end up being a couple at the end. I'll talk about that at the end of this video. And then we also meet Hannah. So I'm going to talk about each of the characters a little bit after this. So the main villain of the story is Slappy. Slappy is the main villain. Of course, we pretty much already almost knew that. Slappy is probably one of my favorite Goosebumps creations of all time. We get that whole Slappy's Revenge thing. That was really fun as well. So Slappy ends up releasing all of the monsters, basically, and ends up burning their books. Their inside books that open up, they unleash the monsters. And when these books are burned, there's no way for them to get back into the book, which means they have to write a new book on the typewriter. So they lead into this whole story about that. Now, there are a bunch of highlights of the film. I think visually, the monsters look amazing. I think that the budget might have been a little bit sky high for this, because they look amazing. Like, each monster looks really great. There are some parts with the werewolf that seems a little bit like you can tell that it doesn't look very real, but other parts like the mantis, sometimes, like the mantis chase scene, that looks very, very real. The Abominable Snowman looks amazing. Slappy just looks awesome. I love Slappy. So everything about this film was really good, in visual terms. It looks very great. The monsters look amazing. But yeah, the story, the highlights, I'd have to say the werewolf scene in the grocery store, that was my favorite. There's not a lot of dialogue when they're being chased by these monsters. There's in-between dialogue where you see them being chased by the monster, and then they zoom in on the characters. They say a few things, and they zoom back to the chase scene. So there's not a lot of dialogue, mainly in-between dialogue between chase scenes, and there's pretty much a chase scene every minute. Like, it was the Abominable Snowman, then the gnomes, then I think it was the werewolf next. Or no, it was the mantis, then the werewolf, then the zombies, then all that stuff. So there's as many chase scenes, many, run away from monsters scenes, but they're they're the best part of the movie. I think that's what the movie is about, is that these are the monsters that have been unleashed, which is why I say that the primary focus of the film is the monsters. So if you don't really want to see the movie because of that, then just don't go see it. But if you really love the monsters and you really want to see these monsters come to life, I would definitely recommend seeing it. So again, more highlights. After the, werewolf scene, I love the mantis chase scene. That was really fun as well. The gnome was really fun. If you see when they put R.L. Stine, that's Jack Black's character, on the floor and tie him up, to me, it looks like a reference to Gulliver's Travels, another Jack Black film that just, reminds you of the part where the Gulliver's Travel people, I can't remember, the name of the land, but those little mini people tie up Jack Black's character. Yeah. So it was really fun to see that. That was kind of like a reference to me. Other big parts of the film, let's see, the carnival you know, the old rundown carnival scenes. That was really fun as well, with Slappy, the blob who ate everything, another great monster. I actually love that one, probably one of the best, because it just visually is stunning. It looks really great. The whole Ferris wheel thing where they fall. I would be scared to death if I was on a Ferris wheel that kept spinning out of control. So that was really fun as well. The Invisible Boy scenes, just a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of highlights. All the monsters being together, trying to take over the school. A whole lot of things that, you know, are really big highlights of the film. They end up putting the monsters back. Hannah, the character Hannah, actually ended up being a monster. I guess she's like a ghost or something like that. I can't even tell what she is. But she ended up being a monster. The ending was that all of the monsters get sucked back into the book. She is a monster, so she gets sucked back in, unfortunately. But she makes her return, obviously. That was kind of obvious to me. I was like, yeah, she's going to come back. She ended up coming back. So, yeah, she came back. It was really good to see her, though, come back. It's like the perfect ending, you know, the perfect ending. So it just was fun to see her come as well. Zach's aunt ends up being with R.L. Stine. We also see an actual R.L. Stine cameo. R.L. Stine plays the drama teacher, Jack Black, or at least Mr. Black, we know that for sure. So, get it how they did that there? They switched Jack Black with R.L. Stine, and R.L. Stine with Jack Black. So, that was just a fun cameo for R.L. Stine to be in the movie. If you didn't pick up on that, that was kind of hard to pick up, because there was like a bunch of extras there, and you really couldn't see, like, the actual Stine walking across, but I saw him. So, it was really fun to see that as well. And other than that, the movie is really good. I like I said, visually, the film looks very well done. If you want to go see this, go see it. If you're going to see it, like I said, it's mainly about the movie, is mainly about the monsters. Go see it for the monsters. I feel like the characters themselves are not that big of a focus of this movie. It's mainly the monsters themselves and how they get unleashed and how they have to fix it and put them back in the book. So that's mainly what the movie is about. I'd say if you're going to go see it for the monsters and you're going to go see it for the comedy, then go see it. But if you're not going to go see it because it's not a traditional R.L. Stine film, and I would say probably not go, but I definitely say just, you know, go for the monsters. If you want to see the monsters, go see the monsters. It's really cool. It was a fun movie. Overall, it had some funny moments as well. So it was really good. Say it's pretty well done. I guess that's all I gotta say about the movie. It was really good. Updates, I'm going to make a Jesse, the finale was last night, so I'm gonna make a Jesse finale video, just because I didn't do it, got canceled, and they didn't really have that big of a finale, so I'm probably not gonna make a video for them, but I definitely will make a Jesse video after this video. Descendants Wicked World video, I'm gonna be making that, another new character that we're gonna talk about. Girl Meets Texas Part 1 was probably the best episode of the night, so I'm going to make a video for that as well. And that's pretty much it. So other than that, there are links up there to my other movie reviews. There's Splitting Atom, Avengers Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, all those movies are up there. There's also some other videos that you can check out up there as well. There are links in there to my Twitter, my Instagram, my Vine, and my vlog channel. I'm not doing a vlog today because there's so many videos on this channel, so you can still go subscribe to that and watch my last vlog, and follow the rest of those links down below. Other than that, like this video, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.